So PulseArt is a project about developing cultural areas and expression for inclusion and civic participation, which are a lot of words that individually make a lot of sense, but put together they present a slightly more complex concept that hopefully you'll understand better by the end of this presentation. So it happens in the context which we have polarization and radicalization in society, and at the same time, we understand that many young people get to very much connected to what they're being taught in a real education, and they don't really know how to engage society or practical tools. At the same time, 92% of the member states of the European Union recognize and prioritize cultural diversity as important, but only 33% record the culture is well integrated into formal education. So this is where CAE, cultural awareness and expression, comes in. It is a key competence for life of learning since 2006, and it means in practical terms the ability to recognize, respect, and share your own culture and the culture of others. This means worldviews, identity, and other expressions of culture that can come up in different ways. C is very interesting because it fosters co-creation, participation, and democratic values, and at the same time, it is built through co-creation, participation, and democratic values. So it's sort of dialectic in this way, it only reinforces itself. And we believe that arts-based education is a great method to foster this sort of competency because it promotes reflection, dialogue, meaning-making, and co-creation. And here we understand arts in the most comprehensive way possible, including architecture. Because we understand that embedded art and education can create citizens which are more creative, critical, and compassionate, which are ready to co-design a sustainable and inclusive future. We can talk about citizens, but I believe we can also talk about architects in a sense. But the way we're doing in PulseArt is creating hubs, local hubs, which engage different actors, which includes youth, policymakers, the education sector, the formal one, and the cultural sector, including museums, in a hub of co-creation of very interesting projects. We have 7 of them in different countries: Malta, France, Netherlands, Spain, Latvia, Greece, and Morocco. In each of them, we have projects related to art, and you can see they're very different ones. We have video games, performance art, science illustration, nets, visual, tech art, and music. So we try to bring as much diversity as we could. And we're helping them, we're giving them support to make PulseArt happen by training trainers, by creating projects for education trainers and lifelong learning providers, may not officially recognize the institution trainers, to how they can foster CAA in their specific contexts. We're also producing tools to help them reflect on which sort of competencies those trainers must improve in order to be able to engage and properly foster this sort of skills in the youth. And then match themselves with the training modules we're also producing so they can be very localized on the things they feel like they must improve. And all this is available in the Observatory of Arts and Education that we're also producing through PulseArt, in which you can engage and connect with those projects that are about to begin in the next semester, see the insights, the policy documents, the resources, the best practices, and have access to those tools that I just mentioned. In this idea of connecting youth, educators, artists, researchers, policymakers into building partnerships in their own context. So the idea is to create content that is diverse enough to involve all those actors in this sort of activity. So we're gathering evidence of those 7 case studies in different contexts, in different art styles, under one umbrella methodology that is also developed by us. It's the whole very complex thing of how to evaluate if your cultural awareness and expression is actually increasing or not. So this is a very interesting journey that we're going through. And we're trying to measure impact, so co-create qualitative and quantitative methods, meaning a proficiency level to how to assess your own development in this very complex set of skills, added to the knowledge they should develop by fostering a cultural awareness and expression. We would like to foreign policy. It is co-created project by UN policy briefs that are under revision right now. 7 national action plans based on the case studies that we have, and also EU policy recommendations by the end of PulseArt, which has started 1.5 years ago. We are very ambitious in what we're trying to do. We understand that as we want to break down the silos that have using education, culture, and science, formal and non-folkloric practice, science, and policy, legitimate and less recognized art forms, connecting things that we feel much more connected than they actually are right now. And here I would like to deviate a little bit back from Maureen's presentation, because even though PulseArt fosters CAE in the youth, to me the bridge with lab was very clear. Because what is architecture if not a very concrete expression of culture that happens through time and space? So to me, it's very important that professionals in our area of the built environment also engage critically with culture, with its diversity, and also with the values that are embedded in the spaces that we produce. Thank you very much.